The North African Desert, 1942, a vast, unforgiving sea of sand. While Rommel's Africa Corps fought a grinding war of attrition against the British Eighth Army, a far more clandestine conflict was being waged in the shadows. Our story begins not with tanks, but with a map. In the spring of 1942, German High Command was desperate for reliable intelligence on British movements in Egypt. Radio intercepts were useful, but what they needed were eyes on the ground, a direct line into Cairo. The mission was assigned to the Abwehr, German military intelligence, and a special unit uniquely suited for such a task, the Brandenburgers. These were no ordinary soldiers. They were commandos, fluent in foreign languages, and trained in infiltration and sabotage. The man chosen to lead this daring venture was a desert explorer, not a professional soldier, Captain Laszlo Almasi. Yes, the very same Almasi later immortalized and fictionalized in The English Patient. The real Almasi was a Hungarian aristocrat, a pioneering aviator, and one of the few Europeans who truly knew the secrets of the Libyan desert. He had spent years charting its forgotten oases and ancient caravan routes. Now his unique knowledge was to be weaponized. His mission, to escort two German intelligence agents, Johannes Epler and Hans-Gerd Sandsteed, across more than 2,000 miles of the world's most hostile terrain, all the way to the British stronghold of Cairo. Their journey would be a monumental undertaking. They would use captured British vehicles, modified for the extreme conditions. Water and fuel were more precious than gold. Every shadow could hide a British long-range desert group patrol. To navigate this wasteland, Almasi wouldn't rely on conventional maps, which were often blank, but on his own memory and expertise, using landmarks known only to the Bedouin. The plan was codenamed Operation Salam, the Arabic word for peace, a deeply ironic name for a mission of war. The team set out in May 1942, 4 vehicles carrying Almasi, the 2 agents, and a small support team of Brandenburgers. They traveled south from Libya, deep into the desert, to bypass the heavily fortified British front lines. Their route took them through the Great Sand Sea and the treacherous Bjorkiber Plateau, a landscape of sheer cliffs and desolate plains. For weeks they were ghosts, their existence unknown to the Allied forces hunting for Rommel's army hundreds of miles to the north. Survival was a daily battle. Temperatures soared, sandstorms blinded them, and vehicles broke down, forcing difficult repairs under the scorching sun. Water was rationed drop by drop. At one point, one of their vehicles had to be abandoned, its vital fuel and supplies transferred to the others. The psychological strain was immense. They were a tiny, isolated group in an endless expanse of enemy territory. One mistake, one chance encounter would mean certain death or capture. While they managed to send some low-level reports, their mission was ultimately doomed. Their flamboyant lifestyle and careless spending drew suspicion. More critically, British counterintelligence, tipped off by a broken German code, was already hunting for enemy agents. Within weeks of their arrival, their houseboat was raided. The agents were captured, their radio seized. Operation Condor was over. Back in the desert, Almasi and his men successfully completed their return journey, another incredible feat of navigation and endurance. They had traversed over 4,000 miles of hostile desert, a mission unparalleled in the history of desert warfare. While the intelligence-gathering aspect of the operation was a failure, Operation Salam itself remains a testament to strategic audacity and human resilience. It was a ghost mission, a whisper in the grand, roaring narrative of the North African campaign, a forgotten story of a few men who challenged an entire desert and for a time slipped right through the fingers of an empire. If this hidden story moved you, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. More forgotten heroes are waiting to be remembered.